Hello everyone. So today we are discussing another set from CAT previous year question paper from the section Lrdi. So this was CAT 2022 slot 1 Lrdi set 4. Okay, so this is the information. This is basically a train network. So I'll read the information. Given above is the schematic map of metro lines in a city with the rectangles denoting the terminal stations. Example, station A. So rectangles are all the terminal stations. Then diamonds are denoting the junction sections. So diamonds are basically junctions. Example, station R, and the small filled up circles denoting other stations. The small dots, basically these are some other stations. Each train runs either in the east or west or north or south direction, but not both. Very important. Each of the train doesn't run in both the direction, either in east west or in north south. All the trains stop for 2 minutes each at the junction station on the way, and for 1 minute at each other stations. So for junctions they stop at 2 minutes, for every other station they stop at 1 minute. It takes 2 minutes to reach the next station for the trains that are going east to west direction, and 3 minutes to reach the next stations for the trains that are going from north to south direction. From each terminal station, the first train starts at 6 a.m. and the last train leaves the terminal station at midnight. Otherwise, during the service hours, there are metro service every 15 minutes in the north-south lines and every 10 minutes in the east-west lines. A train must rest for at least 15 minutes after completing a trip at the terminal station and before it can undertake the next trip in the reverse direction. Very important these all pointers are. All the questions are related to this metro service only, and assuming that if someone reaches a station exactly at the time a train is supposed to leave, then he or she can catch that train basically. So that's the information. I would obviously request you all to pause it again and go through that whenever you are stuck. These were the 5 questions that they had asked basis this set. Three of them are your typical MCQ questions, and the other two are theta question. That is, you have to type your answers. So give it a go by pausing this video right now. Try solving this set, and obviously we are gonna discuss all the answers. So let's start with the first one. If Hari is ready to board a train at 8:05 a.m. from station M, then what is the earliest that he can reach the station N? So if we start that question in the east-west direction, from junction, from station M, there is a train which will gonna start every 10 minutes. Basically, the train is gonna start every 10 minutes. The earliest by which a Hari can catch a train from station M is what, basically 10 minutes later. That is because he is starting at 8:05. So obviously at 8 o'clock he'll miss the train. So the next train that he will be able to catch is at 8:10 a.m. basically. This is the train that he can catch. Now there are 19 stations between M and N, out of which 2 are the junction stations. So the time taken to travel between the 2 stations in east and west direction is 2 minutes. So for every east and west, for every station, the time is 2 minutes. There are total 19 stations, out of which 2 are junctions. You can go through the diagram to understand what I am saying. Now, obviously time for which the train is running excluding the stoppage time. So 20 into 2, which is 40. Stoppage time is obviously 2 minutes at junction, while the rest of the station it is 1 minute. The stoppage time will be how much? So obviously 17 normal stations, 1 minute at every station, and since there are 2 junction station, and for junctions the train will be halting for 2 minutes each. So again 2 into 2. So 17 plus 4, that is 21 minutes of stoppage time basically. that the train is gonna take. So 40 minutes of the journey to travel and 21 minutes of the stoppage time. So obviously total time taken is 61 minutes, and 61 minutes from 8:05, if you do the math, you get the answer to be 9:06 a.m. That is answer option first. So from 8:05 if he starts, 61 minutes if he takes, he's gonna reach at 9:06, and that's how you can solve that question. This is the diagram. You can do the working again in a similar manner. I hope you get this one. Moving on to the second question. The second question is, if Priya is ready to board the train at 10:25 a.m. from station T, and then what is the earliest that she must or she can reach the station S, basically. Now, basically, there's a lot of working that is required in this question, which is why we're gonna solve that again in detail. So Priya is gonna take a train at 10:25 from station T and will be reaching station S. I mean the earliest time that she can reach S. Now for Priya to go to reach S from T, Priya has to reach uh, S from T, and she can do that in two ways, either via R or via V, basically. So that's the scheme for Priya. In the east-west direction, the first train from P arrives at T at a time 6 a.m. So 6 a.m. the first train comes at. Then it will take 4 into 2 plus 3 into 1. That is total 11 minutes, basically. So basically 6 a.m. the train starts, which arrives from P at T, and that means it arrives at 6:11 a.m. because it will take 11 minutes. You can do that calculation of stoppage time and the travel time. 2 minutes at the junction and 1 minute at a normal station. So at junction T, is because junction T is a junction, so train will halt for 2 minutes and leave T at 6:30. So after 2 minutes, it will leave T at 6:30, and then post that every 10 minutes there is gonna be a train that is starting from P in the east-west direction. So by latest, obviously, Priya will be able to board such train is 10:33 a.m. But in the northwest, in the north-south direction, the first train from B arrives at T at a time 6 a.m. Again, obviously, it can also come from the northwest direction. So from B, basically, the train will be coming, and again it will take 3 into 3 and basically 2 into 1. Again, 11 minutes of the time. So again 11 minutes there. So that train will also be at 6:11 only. And again, because junction T is a junction, so it will halt for another 2 minutes. That means it will also leave after 2 minutes. That is as 6:13. And every 15 minutes there will be a train from P in the east-west direction. So latest by which Priya will be able to board such train is 10:28 p.m. AM, sorry, and the earlier was 10:33, because every 10 minutes there will be a train in the north south direction, which is all is mentioned. Now, since she'll be able to board a north south train earlier than the east west train, so Priya will be able to board the train from R for R from T at 10:28. So she'll be boarding this train because this makes her reach early at T. So she picks up that train which is coming from T and going towards R at 10:28 a.m., which is the earlier time. Now, what will happen to that journey? There are three stations between T and R. If you see that diagram, so in those three stations, the traveling time will be obviously 4 into 3 plus 3 into 1, which is 15 minutes, and therefore Priya will reach latest R by 10:43 a.m. Now, in the east-west direction, the first train from M arrives at R at a time of again 4 into 2 plus 3 into 1, 11 minutes, which is 6:11. And R is a junction, so this train will also halt for 2 minutes at R and will leave R again at 6:13 a.m. basically. So similar thing is we are working for the first train from M to R basically. Now from M in the east-west direction, the train will be coming for every 10 minutes. So Priya will be able to board such a train at 10:43 a.m. only. And between R and S, there are total 9 stations. So traveling time will be 10 into 2 plus 9 into 1. That is total 29 minutes basically is what we are looking at. So that means by the time she reaches S, it is gonna be 10:43 plus your 29 minutes, which will be somewhere around 11:12 a.m. 10:43 from where she is leaving R, and the remaining 29 minutes of the journey that she is taking. So she'll reach at 11:12 a.m. Now Priya boards the east-west train. Then Priya board a train from V to T at 10:33, and there are 9 stations between T and V. Again, so the same calculation will again give you 10:33, which is what we were discussing earlier. From here, we will have to now again calculate 10 into 2 plus 9 into 1, that is 29 minutes. 10:33 plus 29, if we calculate, that makes us reach at 11:02 a.m. basically. So if the north-south direction, the first train from D arrives at V at a time of 6:11 and again will leave V at 6:13, and every 15 minutes Priya can board that train. So traveling time between again R and S is 4 threes are plus 3 ones are, which is again 15 minutes basically. Between V and S there are 3 stations, and that means 11:03 plus 15 minutes gives us 11:18 as the correct answer. So now what we will have to do is we'll have to go through all the answers and verify which is gonna be the correct one, or which is gonna be the one that is present in the option. So we have one answer that is 11:12, we have one answer that is 11:02, and we have another answer that is 11:18 for this particular question. But when you look at the options, 11:12, 11:02 and 11:18, only 11:12 is present in the option, and that is the reason why we will mark that as the correct answer. So here, this is the reason why this was a difficult question, because you had to create multiple possibilities, 3 4 possibilities, one from east west direction, the other from north south direction, etc etc, and then you check whichever is the one that is present in the options basically. That's how you could have done this question. Okay, moving on to the next one, the third one. Haripriya is expected to reach station S late. What is the latest time by which she must be ready to board at a station S if she must reach station B before 1 a.m. via station R? So S to R is what we are trying to calculate. So S to R, obviously if we calculate traveling time, there are 10 into 2 plus 9 into 1, that is total 29 minutes. And then there are two stoppages as well. So each the train will stop at R for 2 minutes, R being a junction. Traveling time between R and B, you'll have to look at the diagram for all of this calculation, only then you will be able to understand. The traveling time for R and B, if we check that, turns out 7 into 3 plus 1 into 2 plus 5 into 1, that is 7 threes are 21 plus 2 plus 5, 23 plus 5, 28 minutes. So in the north-south direction, the first train from A arrives at R at a time 6 a.m. plus 6:11. R being a junction, it will halt for 2 minutes. So obviously train will leave R at 6:13. Every 15 minutes, train starts from A in the north-south direction. In the east-west, it is for 10 minutes, every 10 minutes. For north-south, it is every 15 minutes. The last train that leaves A will be at 12 am because midnight is the last train, and it will leave R at 12:13. So Haripriya must reach R till 12:13. The last train that leaves A will be at 12 am and it will leave R at 12:13. So Haripriya must reach the station at 12:13. Station R basically, if she wants to catch this one. Now, since she has gotten into the train, so traveling time between S and R, which we had already calculated, which was 29 minutes. So Haripriya must board the train at S by 11:44 p.m. Yeah, that is correct. 12:13 minus 29, if you do, you get 11:44 as the boarding time at S for Haripriya to reach R basically. Now think of this, how early she can reach S. Okay, so in the east-west direction, the first train from N arrives at S at a time of obviously 6 a.m. it starts. Then 6 into 2 plus 5 into 1, that is 6:17 it arrives. And again S is a junction, so train will stop there for 2 minutes. So that means the train will leave at 6:19 at S or from S. Similarly, every 10 minutes there will be a train that starts in east-west direction from the N. So that means Haripriya obviously should board a train which leaves S at 11:39. So 11:39 is where she should board the train basically, so that she reaches on time if she is going to be late. So 11:39 p.m. is going to be your answer basically for this particular question. Before 1 a.m. if she has to reach R. So this was the third question. Again, there were possibilities. You have to go for east west, north south direction. Let's look at the fourth one. What is the minimum number of trains that are required to provide the service on the AB line, considering both north and south direction. So considering both north and south direction, total number of trains, minimum number of total trains that are required to operate on AB line. So AB line, the traveling time obviously, so 10 into 3 plus 7 into 1 and lastly 2 into 2. So total 41 minutes are required to travel on this entire AB line. Now after completing a journey, the train must rest for every 15 minutes before starting in the reverse direction. That was the clause in the data, if you remember, obviously. So after that, a train starts from, let's say, 6 a.m. from A and B, and latest by which that train will start from B will be at 7 a.m. because 41 minutes it will take to reach from, let's say, A to B. 15 minutes it will halt there, and then at 7 a.m. it will start in the north-south direction. A train will start from A and B every 15 minutes. So total number of trains that are required. So A and B line, the total journey time is 60-minute one way, right? And every 15 minutes there will be a train. So 16 divided by 15, because the resting time, and because the journey is going to happen twice, no, because A to B and B to A basically. So that gives you total 8 as the answer. So total minimum 8 trains if you have, then you can complete this whole AB line ka scenario, considering both the north and south direction calculation, because every 15 minutes there will be a train that will be starting from north and south. The fifth one, the last one, what is the minimum number of trains that are required to provide the service in this city? Minimum number of trains required to provide the service in the city. Now this is related to the fourth one that we have done. So same thing, total traveling time of AB is 41 minutes, 15 minutes rest. So train starts at 6, assuming from A to B. So the same train will start from B again after the entire thing, that is 7 a.m. That is after 1 hour, and every 15 minutes there will be a train that will be running. So total number of trains required between north and south lines will be this into 2, because one train that is running in the north direction and the other one that is also parallelly running in the south direction basically. So into 2, if we do, we get 16 as an answer. In the earlier case we are using the same train, both trains are not going in the simultaneous direction, it's one train that is only operating, hence minimum. This one we are free to do this, and that's why we are multiplying. Same goes for M to N now. M to N, the total time that is required is 20 into 2 plus 17 into 1 and plus 2 into 2. That is total 61 minutes is required to complete this journey M to N. And again, 15 minutes it will have to be rested before it starts the opposite direction ka journey basically. So when we apply the same logic here also, suppose a train starts from 6 a.m. at M to N, and then the latest by which the train will be able to again travel from M to come back to N will be 7:20. Why 7:20? Because 61 minutes to travel only plus 15 minutes of resting time. So the train can only start at 7:20. And since it's an east-west direction, the train will be going every 10 minutes. So the total number of trains that are required is 80 minutes, because 6 to 6:20, 6 to 7 1 hour, and 7 to 7:20 another 20 minutes. So 1 hour 20 minutes is the total time. So 80 minutes, and every 10 minutes there is a train, if you remember, and in both the directions. So obviously this into 2 into 2, which gives us the answer as, if you see, 32. So for north-south direction there are total 16 trains that are required, and for east-west direction there are total 32 trains that are required to operate in all the manner. So obviously the total number of trains that are required combining both these answers is gonna be 48. Combining both these numbers is going to be 48. So that's the answer for the last question. Answer is answer is 48. So this was this set, the fourth set of morning slot of CAT 2022 LRDI section. Uh, Go through that again one more time. If you have any queries, do let us know. We'll be very happy to help you guys. So we are done with this. So we provide classroom coaching for MBA and BBA entrances for various entrances like CAT, NMAT, CMAT, CET, NPAT, SNAP, TISNET, etc. etc. We have both offline and online classes. We have other services in terms of mock test series, GDPR training, one-to-one mentoring, study material, assignment book, WhatsApp group. We have two centers, one at Borivali and Andheri. Do hit us or call us if you want a free demo session or a counseling session for MBA entrances. Thank you so much.